Welcome back, everybody, to Cougar Center on YouTube. My name is Jeff Nusser. I'm one of the editors here at the site. We're back with you once again for a video breakdown after a win this time, a win over USC. Unfortunately, we're not going to look at one of the positive plays from the win. One of the things we want to do is break down one of Connor Halliday's interceptions. Obviously, the play of Connor Halliday is a big topic of discussion, mostly because I think we all realize that we need to get better play from the quarterback position in order for this team to be more successful. And a big question is, can Connor Halliday eliminate these interceptions? Lots of turnovers. It was a bugaboo, even all the way back to 2 years ago. Last year, huge problem. Of course, the game against Oregon State being the biggest example of that. And so I think we all kind of want to see if these interceptions can be eliminated. So I want to take a look at his second interception and see what we can learn from what went wrong there and whether those can be eliminated going forward. So first, let's take a look at the video. All right, so here we go. Bartoloni, interception. All right. So first of all, let's talk about what's going on with the routes. We have a wheel combination with what's called a pivot route. And the idea here is very simple. This double move, maybe the guy bites and the wheel route is running free. If you remember, Bartoloni scored on a touchdown like that against Oregon last year. Or maybe he takes his guy clear out of the play, and then this guy working underneath can find some room out here past the sticks potentially in order to find a first down. So let's go ahead and watch the video again. You can see the route combination in play. All right, so there's the out, the up, Mark's working underneath. All right, interception. Okay, so let's talk about why we end up with an interception, exactly what went wrong here. It's actually pretty simple. Connor Halliday had somebody at his feet that interrupted his throw. So let's watch it from this angle. Watch the rush up the middle, right at his feet, jumping backwards, underthrown ball, interception. In fact, let's take a closer look at the footwork here. Take a look at his feet. He is not driving into the throw at all. He's not throwing over his front foot. In fact, he is in the process of backing up. You can see the rush here. Fullington gets beat to the inside. Obviously, USC's defensive line was a huge problem all night, which is why the second half went the way it did with lots more conservative passes. Let's look at it from another angle, this one from behind. You can see again, very easy to see why he wasn't able to get anything on the throw. The interesting thing is this. Let's watch the play one more time. Watch Bartoloni. You can actually see Bartoloni is somewhat open. I mean, he's not real open, but he's somewhat open. The corner is kind of all turned around. So let's watch it again. Watch Bartoloni in particular. Okay, here he goes, working to the outside, working up. You see the corner kind of turned around, but then he's able to find the ball and make a play. If Connor Halliday is able to drive that throw over the top and really get it out there, chances are pretty good that Bartoloni can run under it. Is it a completion? Maybe not. He's not wide open, but the corner looked pretty turned around. It's potentially could have been a big play. We're going to look at one more angle here of the video again. Here's what I want you to watch. We already looked at that angle from behind one time. I want you to watch it again. Watch Gabe Marks this time and look at how open he is working underneath Bartoloni, if you haven't noticed that already. So here we go. Here's Marks, little slant, pivot out, wide open, lots of space. If that throw is made to the outside there to Marks, he can run. Bartoloni blocks. In fact, he may still be running. He could have been gone. So part of the problem is that the throw was underthrown. Part of the problem is that Halliday just picked the wrong guy to throw it to. Even if throwing off his back foot like that, if he throws it to the outside and low, it's probably still even a completion. I mean, he probably doesn't get as much zip on as he needs to for Marks to really take it and run upfield. But at the very least, it's probably a completion. So what do we learn about Connor Halliday from this? One thing is we know he needs to learn to eat the ball. That was in the first half. After rewatching the game the second time, one thing I noticed was that WSU went with a much more conservative game plan in the second half. Lots of short throws, lots of screens. Obviously, Don Williams with the big gain on that. Just lots of things that were very quick that didn't give USC a chance to get a pass rush. Now, USC started to figure that out. In fact, at one point in the second half, a defensive lineman didn't even rush. He backed up, watched the eyes, jumped up, and knocked down the ball. There was a cat and mouse game going on there. But eventually, WSU ended up winning that game, that cat and mouse game, by hitting on a big screen where Don Williams makes a guy miss. Halliday also had another play where he had a big rush up the middle, ended up eating it for a sack. Now, that's frustrating, but that's the kind of throw that he was making in the first half with a guy at his feet. So if we're looking for positives or if we're looking for things to look for going forward, those kinds of plays, Halliday either needs to recognize where he can throw the ball where it can't be picked off. In that case, it would have been to Marks to the outside. Or he needs to realize that he just needs to eat it. From what I saw in the second half, he did a much better job of realizing that he needs to eat it. And that's going to be something to watch for the next couple weeks. Don't know that we'll see it a ton, simply because I don't expect the pass rush of both Southern Utah and Idaho to cause that much problems for the offensive line. But it'll still be something to watch. Does he make those decisions, smart ones, eat the ball when a guy's at your feet rather than try and make the hero throw? Or does he figure out a way to escape? Or does he get it to a guy in a spot where if he doesn't catch it, nobody else is either? Those are the things I'll be watching for the next couple weeks to see if Halliday progresses. There's another play. Hopefully we don't see any interceptions the next couple weeks. For Coug Center on YouTube, my name is Jeff Nusser. We'll see you next week.